Lori, will you quickly ask your question one more time, clarity, because I want to make sure everybody can hear it, and I want to make sure the chat thread is for the right group. Do we got that? Okay, very good. So welcome back, everybody. So Lori, will you ask that question one more time?
Yes, so I am needing to put more things out there on social media for business,
Mhm,
and I need to highlight more of what I do and more about myself.
mhm.
So my fear is I want people to see more of how I serve people and not about me. I
Okay.
want to make it egocentric, not egotistical. And so I have just this thing in my head that people are going to read it the wrong way, and I don't want to come across the way I would never come across, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And a lot of people, they deal with this. They've got rules of how they're going to do certain things. And the reason I call it a rule is like, I'm willing to do social media, but I want to do it this way. And even though social media doesn't exactly work that way, I'm going to do it that way. But outside of that, I'm going to ask you a question. How's business? I mean, how are things going? Like, are you doing well, better than most people, barely getting by, accelerating? And I have to ask this question because this is a bigger piece of it than anything to do with the social media part. Could you answer that question?
I do really well. I'm highly competitive, so I always think you can always do better. So
Okay.
that's the worst question to ask me because I'm like, I'm doing good. And other people would say she's doing really good, but I want to do great.
Okay. So what if I were to say this had nothing to do with social media? That is what we're going to call the thing we're going to blame, the scapegoat. We're going to go like the scapegoat over here is we're going to blame social media. We're going to blame these other agents for acting the way they act, and I don't want to be like them, and I'm not willing to do that. And then we're able to say you're doing what you're currently doing, and you're making the things happen the way you're currently making them happen. And to get to the next level, this thing you've never done before, you're asking yourself to go to a place that you've never been, both financially, both business wise, both real estate wise, and putting yourself out there in the world. Because right now, let's just say you make X amount of dollars, and over here, you're going to make XZY7 amount of dollars, which is going to be way bigger than you're currently doing. I have found more people have a challenge with the idea of what life is like when they finally get to the higher level. Like, we're competitive at this level, but in order to compete at something that you've never actually done before, you've got to admit there's something that you're really not that great at. So it's so much easier to say, well, I want to do it this way and they do it that way. And I've done this for years. I'd say I don't want to put myself out there the way they do. So I'm just going to kind of sort of do it instead of really do it. So my question is, do you really have to grow? Is it necessary? And do you really have a clear picture of what that looks like, Lori, playing bigger and actually putting yourself out there and like what life would be like? Because I'm going to tell you, things change dramatically. I'm going to tell you, I put myself out there more. I run into people. I'm in Texas, and I got people that come up to me. I watch your Instagram stuff. I've got people that stop me. I got people that say we want that. But I'm also going to tell you it is a different life. So you've actually never done the thing that you're asking yourself to want to do. Are you catching this, my friend?
Yeah, I get that, but I did hit my goals and I reached where I wanted to reach. And like I'm
I
growing.
want you to stop right there. Listen to what you said. I hit my goals and hit what I needed to reach. This other thing isn't necessary.
True. Well,
Yes, just stick with me for a minute. Is it necessary?
for where I hold my license, it is. We need to be out there in the social media world.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Very good. So, is it that you don't want to do this, or you're uncomfortable with it, or so? I guess your question is less about self-sabotage. You have
Yeah.
very limited experience doing the thing that you want to do. Like, you just literally don't exactly have a plan on how you're going to do this. You know what you don't want, but do you know what you actually want? Are you very clear of what it looks like and how it works?
Yes.
Okay, well
And
then
so
tell me what it is.
so I'm very clear
Tell
on
me what it is. Tell me exactly what you're going to do this week and exactly where you're going to shoot these videos, the type of videos you're going to make, and how you're going to make work. Because it sounds to me like you got it all figured out, and then there's not self-sabotage. You're just not doing it.
right. So yeah, I actually have like 7 videos that need to go and be put on social media. And every time they go to put it out, I'm like, no, 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 wait.
Okay. Can I
Because
tell you what
I
can I tell you your real challenge is?
yes,
Do you want to know the real answer? You're not going to like it.
that's okay.
You already told me you're competitive, correct?
Yes.
You know what sucks about social media? 20 to 30 of the videos you put out are going to be freaking useless currently.
Yep.
That's not fun, is it?
No.
Do you like wasting time? I am telling you, it is going to feel like a waste of time for almost 6 months
And money.
and money. and time when you could literally knock on a door, go to a dinner,
Yes.
go to a happy hour, go somewhere and make $100,000, correct?
You know what? I think you're right because I like the meaningful relationships. I don't like.
Mm, mm.
So this is another way to form a relationship. You're a networker,
Correct.
you're a connector, and
Yes.
you built your business off networking and connecting. I've
Yes.
made $100 million in sales and business by doing exactly what you're doing. I avoided the same thing you're avoiding also. I get it. You have to understand the question. It is not necessary to have your current life, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
But to get where you want to go, you're going to have to accept the fact that there's going to be something that you are not going to be good at for a period of time, which is painful for you, correct?
No, yeah, I mean, I don't mind if it's painful because I think you learn the most from
That
your
is
pain.
so cute that you say that, but you do not like wasting time, energy, and
I
money
don't
on
like wasting
filming
time.
videos. Yes, you're bullshitting. I'm just going to be blunt. You are. And I want you to realize you're going to have to take 90 days and not get the result you want and take away from this other thing to potentially produce something you might want, correct?
Yes.
So is it self-sabotage, or are you just literally grew, you did the thing you did, and now you've got to have a whole new thing that you're not so good at that you've got to figure out? Because the idea that you're good at it, you're just not doing it is not true. There's something you're just not that great at yet, and you're going to have to put yourself out there and put yourself out there as someone that's not great at it yet.
I think it's more of putting, like, I think you nailed it. Like, it's putting yourself out there, and I'm just like, for what, right? Like, I would rather have that meaningful conversation and meet people face to face.
Then you've got one of two options. It's very simple, and you've got to give yourself maybe three options. Option one, keep on doing what you're doing and do not, and just do limited social media. Option two, give yourself a 90-day window and go, listen, there's something I'm not going to be great at for 90 days. I'm going to work and get better. No different than this show. And I'm going to put it out there. And 8 or 10 weeks from now, we're going to do what we need to do. We monetized in the show in 8 weeks. We went from a YouTube channel not monetized to 8 weeks later monetized, and it worked, right? Had to go through 8 weeks of putting shows out with 30, 40 people on it, right? Had to do what we had to do. Then the option three is you just maybe do something different with your life. I mean, maybe tell your firm you're not interested. That's option three. I don't think you're going to do that. So this is not a solve something right now. It's that you're really not self-sabotaging yourself. It's you've got a working program that works really well. You're an intelligent, competitive person. You're going to have to go compete in a place that you're going to be the rookie again.
Mhm.
And that sucks. But here's the best part. You go from rookie, freshman, to sophomore, to eventually senior, and you run the school. So are you willing to give yourself 90 days to become a senior, and you're going to be a freshman for the first couple months?
Yes.
Well, then there's your answer, and you've got to decide you're going to do it. So you're going to need a plan to do it. 7 videos is cute. Why don't you plan on 70? Okay, that's what it's going to take to get there. 7 will get you started, and you'll be frustrated. You're going to have to make 70.
I probably have 70.
You got it?
Thanks,
Yes.
Lori.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
Lori. And the thing is, it isn't self-sabotage that she's dealing with. It's that she's a competitive person. Her natural propensity is to be a competitor, is to push and to grow and to do what she needs to do.
She wants to be in the arena.
She wants to be in the arena good at it.
Yeah.
She wants to show up good at it, and she wants to not be like them. She doesn't have to be like them. But number one is you got to stop pointing at them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says, I don't sit there and point at like, I'm going to do my show this way and not that way. I'm just going to do my show this way. I don't care what the other people are doing. I spend a lot of time pointing, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that as my reason to stay where I'm at.
So it's not, again, it's this label. It's a label. And we've talked the last few weeks, we've been covering different mental roadblocks that people run into. But ultimately, they're just challenges that we're choosing to apply the wrong solution to.
Yep. And she's doing a lot of things great. The thing is also she doesn't need to do it. The hard part to swallow is she doesn't need to do the social. The firm wants her to.
Right.
The problem, why, like in their brain is like, why would I do that? I can literally go grab a mimosa with a friend at a brunch on a Sunday and get a $2, $3, $4, $5 million listing,
Right.
$5 million listing without even trying. And then I can make these dumb videos to do this. The problem is we call them dumb videos. The problem is I don't want to look like them. The benefit on the other side is the bigger picture. And this is the part that she's missing that I want her to pay very close attention to. The bigger picture, which is very hard to see. Imagining 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road how big this can be. When we started realizing 3, 4 years from now, we're not going to have to do lots of things we do because this is our new arena.
Right.
This is the new thing we're doing. When we have thousands of people, quote my words, when we have tens of thousands of people watching this show, I'm going to be able to go like this. Who wants to come to an event? And boom, 1,000 people are going to come join us at an event. We're going to make a difference in people's lives. That's the part we'd realize. So we only see the short term. the first steps. We don't see, or we see too far down the road. We don't see 6 months from now. We turn around and go, dude, this is getting easy.
Yeah.
I'm picking up clients without even trying. People are finding me on social media. They're reaching out. That's where the game changes.
So part of it is we're using this tool in our mind called our imagination to imagine the wrong things. You know, in Lori's case, we're imagining the arduous work that's going to be for the 90 days.
And the people
and Lori's not alone. I mean, let us know in the comments if you can relate to this. This is a very common thing that high performers, business owners go through when we could be using our creative faculties, our mind, to bring us into that moment where it all works out.
This is the hardest part to swallow, is that like, you'll look at someone and go, what the hell? I'm so much more talented than that person is. You know how good I am at what I do? That person over there, that we call him that idiot making those stupid videos, has got 3 times the revenue. What the hell? I'm telling you, Laura's probably laughing right now. This is not real estate. This is mortgage, real estate, coaching, financial. You turn around and go, this is the story you tell. You go, what the hell? I'm 10 times smarter, better looking, more fun, more everything than that person. They don't know anything. But who cares what they're doing? What they're doing is working, and we have to scratch our head and go, you know what? Maybe weird. It's kind of the world we live in now. You don't have to do it. It's not necessary. You don't always have to do it that way, but it works.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for top performers to like hold a different kind of bat. It's like in baseball. Imagine using a wooden bat forever. I know wooden thing, and then like, or somebody comes up with a new thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're still holding on.
You're still holding it the same way. It's like, but you don't get it. I'm good like this. Who's that punk little kid that weighs half the weight of me and they're knocking it out of the park? You're holding the bat different. Well, they shouldn't do that. Well, they do. And that's something we need to accept that,
this is why this show exists, because it's easy for a high performer to just go through life and just, that's just the way it is. And, you know, maybe they'll solve it 2 to 3 years from now, but that's 2 to 3 years wasted when they realize that they were solving the wrong challenge.
Let's do a whole show on social media avoidance. Yeah. Let's literally do a show on that. I literally would love, I'd love to do a show, like literally that's going to be why we avoid social media, how to get over that. And I've been through that myself. Like, that'll be a hell of a show. If you like that in the comments,
let us know.
Literally let me know if you liked it. I think that's never been talked about. Social media avoidance and how to overcome it and put yourself out there in a authentic way, but more importantly, like as you really are. And I've got a few plans for that. So it's gonna be a hell of a show. That's gonna be great. So yes, please. I'm seeing it right now. So what do we got? Who's next?
People. Yeah, we actually have a bunch of live callers. Let's bring out our next caller, Keon Nixon. Keon, let us know where you're tuning in from and also what your business is, because this is a show for ambitious business owners and high performers. And then let us know your question on self-doubt.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for having me on.
Glad to have you here, my friend, and thank you for dealing for all the tech challenges we had, and that is part of business. Here's the deal. Learning how to not be bothered by things is the gateway to getting everything you want. I'm going to give you a quote real quick from one of my dear friends, Don. Don said this: the amount of dumb shit that you can deal with in your life is direct proportion to how much money you're going to make. So go ahead, my friend.
Absolutely. So just a little bit of a background about me. I'm currently 22. I work in the automotive industry. I've been in sales for about 4 years or so now. And, you know, my biggest thing and my question would be, when I first started, my goal was always to own my own dealership. You know, I've always had the entrepreneurship mindset since I was a kid. I ran clothing brands when I was in college, high school. You know, cars have always been my thing. When I first started, that was my goal. And now I'm starting to get to the point now where I'm making great money. I work in a great business. I love the people around me, but I always have this feeling that, you know, it's time to jump, that I want to go do my own thing. And, you know, the problem is because of my age, I feel like I'm making this money now that I could go jump into something like real estate and just be a full-time investor or stuff like that. But I always have the urge to go back to go do your own thing, go start your own place. You know, that's what you want to do. And, you know, I always fight back and forth between that.
Okay. So I'm going to work on a misconception that people have. People say I have always had the entrepreneurial mindset. I want to be clear, you've had entrepreneurial thoughts, correct?
Right.
Okay. The entrepreneurial mindset is running a mind like an entrepreneur, thinking the way they think, talking the way they talk, saying what they say. And most people have entrepreneurial thoughts. they don't really have an entrepreneurial mindset. An entrepreneurial mindset is a completely different operating system that I'm going to tell you that you will eventually have completed, figured out, and you'll be grown into. So it sounds to me like you're dealing with a conundrum right now. And the conundrum is, do I stay or do I go? This is like, do I stay married or do I leave? Do I buy the house? Do I sell the house? What is it that I do? And the challenge that you're dealing with, if I'm hearing you correctly, is I'm doing well. This would be the time for me to take the risk that I read about in all the books and I see all the people do, and I could do this. But I'm not sure that I should do that because I'm doing really good here. Do I really want to do that still? So my question that I want to get a little clarification on is, you mentioned investor too. You threw a third option there, like be an investor, stay in your job, go open a business. Like, are you also going to open up a comic book store? Are you also going to set up a petting zoo? Like, do you have 50 things you want to do? Have you saddled this in? Because an entrepreneurial mindset really finds a business and makes it work. Are you continually looking for options? I mean, I want to understand what you want to do here.
Yes. So my current fiance now works in multifamily real estate. So, a thing between me and her have always been talking about how we could do it together. That's something we could run as our own business. And that's what we've always been back and forth about. But my heart has always been in running the car dealership. That's always been my thing.
Up till now.
So, that's kind of the back and forth. There's really been no other businesses that I've really been intrigued or wanting to do besides those two. The thing about real estate is you're more of an investor than actually running something. I've always wanted to be an operator.
Okay. So here's my question. What do you want? Take her out of it for a second. What do you want?
I want my own place.
Okay. And then when you talk with her, you're like, we could also do this real estate thing because it's very exciting, correct?
Right.
Okay. So what's stopping you from getting your own place? I mean, last time I checked, it's rent or buy a building with an SBA loan, get a couple of bays, get started. You already have a client base, right?
Right.
Okay. What's stopping you from 1 year from now having all of that in place with your sign on the door?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, what made you dial into the show? You should have done it already.
You're right.
Now that you know that we're just talking nonsense right now, what actually is stopping you? Because when I say you should have done it already, you didn't do it, did you?
No.
Okay, so if I said today, you're going to go do that, what happens?
We figure it out.
Is this really true, or are you just yesing me?
I'm being honest.
Okay, what do you mean figure it out? So you came in here, you already knew your answer, you're just going to go open up a shop and that was it?
It takes a little pushing, I guess I would say.
Okay, help me understand, because everybody listening right now is like, what is he talking about? He just came in. Did you need me to write you permission? Like, is that what it was? Did you need a prescription, permission? I'm wanting to understand here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was just the feeling of, because there's a lot of people on the show that's probably been in the same situation where, you're at a good job, you're making great money, but you could jump and go do your own thing and take the risk. I've always jumped back and forth between the hoops of, should I keep the high paying job, use that money to be an investor and not leave here, or go do what I really want to do? And, it's really just me fighting myself, I think.
Okay, so what's your next 3 steps?
Finding the building, buying the building, go through the process of getting a dealer's license and whatnot, and then opening it up.
Okay, that's the logic. Let's talk about the emotional first 3 steps.
Yes.
First step is you're going to take a risk. You're going to have a tough conversation with your fiance and a tough conversation with your boss, correct?
Correct.
Number 2, you're going to make less money for a long period of time.
Correct.
Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for that?
Yep.
Okay. Then I don't even know what you had to ask me. I'm confused. Is there something else you're wanting to say? Or do you just want to tell me that you got on here and told me you're great and I'm going to go do this? I really want to help you right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just, like I said, it's been a mind game for me, of just being stuck to feeling like I don't know if I should jump because of where I'm at in my life.
So let me tell you, it's very, very similar to Lori, the caller earlier. You're really good at what you're good at, correct?
Right.
And you're going to have to go down a level to go up a level, correct?
Right.
Are you truly, I want you to sit with that for a bit. Are you willing to do that? I want you to have a conversation with your fiance and with yourself. And I want you to say, we're going to go down for as shortest period of time as possible, a couple of weeks, couple of months, and here's where we're going to get. We're probably going to drop from we're making X, we're probably going to drop to here, and then we're going to get to here, back to where we're at, then we're going to get where we want to go. Those are the 3 stages most people don't talk about. You're going to drop down a level to get back to where you're at, to get to the level that you need to do. And that's really the process that most people don't go through. No different than Lori. She's going to drop to being uncomfortable putting these things out there, to being more comfortable again, to dominating. Okay. But it doesn't go from uncomfortable to dominating. It goes from down to back where we're at to where we want to go. And if you have that conversation with yourself, your fiance, you both get on board, I sign off on it. Let's get going. And 1 year from now, you'll be dominating what it is you're doing. And let's get rocking, get the name picked out, start doing the LLC paperwork, and let's go.
I agree. That sounds
Let's
what
rock.
I need to do.
Thanks, Keon.
Let's rock. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We want to see you back on here a month, 2 months from now. We want to hear how it all went. Keep us posted, okay?
Absolutely.
It's interesting how the same thing comes up. It is less self-sabotage, and it's more, you're pretty smart people. They know, shit, I got to take a hit for a minute, and then I'm going to take a hit just to get back where I'm at, and then eventually I'll get where I want to go. That sounds like stupid. That's like, I'm going to go to the minors. I'm in majors baseball.
Right.
I'm going to go to the minors to get back to the majors to get to the Hall of Fame.
Right. It makes sense because in their mind they know that they're going to have to go through a little pain to get what they want.
So they're protecting themselves by making up stories about other people, by saying, I've always been an entrepreneur, but my girlfriend does this. We find these things like, dude, you've seen me. I've gone through this. I'm like, I don't want to. I had a gentleman on the other day. He's like, man, I don't want to put myself out on YouTube like that. I'm not willing to do that. No one ever said you had to do that. I don't know why you're wasting my time with that conversation. How about what you want to do? Gary Vee's not making a list of, I'm not going to do what they do. He's just going to do what he's going to do.
Right.
And that's the difference maker. So it's interesting how these two things are connected. I watch so many high performers deal with this. So I would call this the dance, and this is the entrepreneurial dance. You go down to get back here to go up. Nobody talks about that. Everybody goes, you go down to go up. No, you go down to get back here. And down to get back here to get there, it seems like a misstep, but it's the only step.
When it's intentional. Yeah, when it's intentional. Well, Michael, we're going to do something pretty cool this week. You host calls each and every week to different programs that you have, leadership communities, business communities, and over the last, 20 years, you work with hundreds of people every single month. And we have wins galore coming out of the community. And one of the things that we want to do each week is spend a few minutes just highlighting a student or two that you've worked with and some wins.
I'd love to. That sounds exciting. Do I know who they are?
Yeah. So this week we're going to bring out Sarah Morris from Washington. Sarah, you out there?
I'm here. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
Great seeing you too.
Good morning, Sarah. So you were on one of Michael's leadership calls this week, which is a community of people committed to becoming a better leader inside their business, inside their lives. And you shared a pretty cool win. Do you want to share just like 30, 60 seconds, how long you've been working with Michael and what that win was?
I've been working with Michael for 2 years in June. And to say that it has been life-changing would be a serious understatement. My wins for this most recent call, I feel like I am #winning right now because there's just so many beautiful things happening in my life. And this week I had two. One of them was that I just finished writing the first draft of my first book that never in a million years before the week in January would I have ever even imagined myself considering being inspired to do. And it literally just has felt like a calling.
Awesome.
Up to working with Michael, I used to call myself not creative. I would say that about myself. And I have realized what a creative individual I can be when I'm passionate about something. And now the creativity just seems to be flowing. So I'm very excited about this book. And additionally, and I know I'm going to have to go down a level to go up a level because I want to do big things with this book. I want this to be like wild robot level, change the world, change the way we treat our oceans, change the way we treat humans. I want the world to be better because of this book, and it's going to require a lot to get there. And I get that, and I'm
I
excited
love it.
to go down maybe a couple levels in order to go up a level. And then part of the inspiration for this book was I learned about gray whales in the Pacific Northwest being in significant danger right now. And I spent a week very sad about this. And then I decided I can spend a week sad about this, or I can do something about it. So our team is doing a challenge, and we're raising money to help protect our gray whales right here in the Pacific Northwest. And our team's jumping on, and it's working, and we're doing beach cleanups, and we're getting out and making the world more beautiful. And in that process, I'm getting to see people who didn't realize what they were really capable of, who maybe didn't realize the love that they had for the community, the environment, others, animals. All of a sudden, it's being realized there too. So those are my two big wins.
That's huge.
Where my heart is full.
I love it. So that, on top of being a mom and a wife and a business owner, running a gym, doing all that stuff, being a badass, you're looking to make a difference in this world. So Sarah, I appreciate you reaching out, and I didn't know we were adding that as part of the show. I love it that we're having folks that are just kicking butt and making things happen. And I love how you're taking your high performerness and taking it outside of the arena of just making money, and you're moving it into making a difference in people's lives. That's what I love about this community and the people out there. It's like, not just how do I make more money, how do I make a difference? And it's something that matters to me. So that's amazing.
Yes.
And this is, what happens when we take off the labels like self-sabotage and, we just start getting into action. And, we're going to feature a couple more questions this show. This has been really great. We have a bunch of great callers. There's really never been a better time, though, to drop the label and to become a person of action. And, each and every month, Michael hosts a program called Call to Action, which is 5 days of coaching with Michael, 2 hours a day, built for the business owner, the high performer. We have a morning class, an evening class to fit your schedules. And, the really cool thing about Call to Action is it's a giant pattern interrupt for your life, for the current version of yourself. Because we all know deep down that there is somebody 10 times bolder, 10 times more powerful, somebody capable of getting 10 times the results inside of our business, inside of our lives. And sometimes we just need to interrupt the pattern of our current self so that person can be set free. So if you text the word action to 480-800-8051, really what Call to Action is going to do is put new tools in your tool belt. It's going to help you become more decisive. What would it mean to you if you can make decisions faster with greater clarity and just have that confidence and faith deep down that whatever happens, you're going to know what to do next? What would it do for you if you were if you became a person of influence? And Sarah, I did want to give you just an opportunity, just quickly, because you've taken Call to Action. What would you tell the people watching this that are maybe on the other line, they're watching YouTube, about it and how it's impacted you and why they should join?
I'm so excited. I'm trying not to interrupt. I've done it 4 times, and every time, the first time I did it, obviously, everything lit up. The second time I did it, I caught even more new things every single time. But what's so interesting is when I opened my gym, I had to go from where I was to where I wanted to become. And I was using a bunch of other great speakers that I would find on YouTube that inspired me, but there was really no direction in it. And when I found Michael, and when I experienced Call to Action, it, and I'm still using it as that. It is the roadmap that gets you started from where you are to where you want to go. And it's such a serendipitous roadmap because you all of a sudden weave in and out of different spaces that you didn't even know you were going to find. And I went to Core, and someone said, "You're working on confidence. you're not somebody who needs to work on confidence because I'm an outgoing person. That being said, like, there were parts of me that were confident.
Yeah.
And then there were parts of me that were still literally cowering and covering and not trusting myself. And call to action helped me to recognize that, respond to that, begin working on that. And then it helped me to understand taking my business more seriously and what may have stopped me from that for a period in trying to. And I'll never forget the day that I realized, this is really where it all started. I had been saying to myself, I have too much on my plate. And I was living in a space of overwhelm, I would say 80% of the time. And once I did call to action, there was it clicked just in saying, I have too much on my plate. I had literally just made it impossible for me to do any of the things because it was too much. And now I'm doing way more than what I was doing then. And I'm way happier, but it was because I shifted the way I communicated that to myself. And that's what I found first and call to action. So thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you for sharing, and be proud of yourself, because the woman I met versus the person you are today, two radically different people, and they didn't even look the same way. She's so happier, smiling, more vibrant in what you do. And it's a lot of times it's interesting hearing something you've been doing since 2003, hearing the reactions of people, what it's doing for them. And it means something different to all people. Like this work is something different. All people respond differently to coaching and what it is. You never know what it's going to do. As long as you have something that you want and you're willing to be coachable and let somebody help you, even if you're not, you just listen in, it's very, very effective. So the fact that it went from that conversation about focus, concentration, and creating the mindset that you need, that's the beauty of how all this works. So Sarah, thank you. We love you and appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. And there'll be so many more of those out, I guess, over the next several weeks. I love hearing the wins. So if you want to take action, work together, michaelbernoff.com/action. And I'd love to work with you.
Yeah, we're action to 480-800-8051. We want to see you in the next class. Again, even if you're watching the replay, we host these every single month. So
I think we'll go about 10 minutes over today because we started a little late.
Yes.
So why don't we take another couple callers and or do a couple live things?
Absolutely.
Or do you have a texting call? Either one.
We're going to go to another live caller because we have a bunch of people waiting to get on the lines here, which is exciting to see this show
growing. I want to know who they are. I want to know what they do. Let's go.
All right. So up next, we're going to feature Chris Potter. So Chris, if you want to let us know where you're tuning in from, and then your business, and then your question all around self-sabotage, where our team is going to unmute you. If you are out there, Chris, I think, there we go.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the car. You can hear me?
I can't, Chris. Tell us a little bit where you're from, what your business you're in.
Okay. So my question, I have some kind of limit or block in a process where I built up 3 different businesses to borderline financial freedom. And then I just kind of gas out on it. I give up on it and let it die and then do it again. And I'm not sure what the hell is causing that.
Okay, so you built up businesses that made you a bunch of money, and then you built another one, made you money, and you're enjoying starting them, and you get them to a certain point. When you say they give you financial freedom, last time I checked, the financial freedom is like a permanent thing. It's not like a 1 month or a weekly thing. So are you sure they gave you financially freedom, or they did what they were supposed to do? Chris?
Oh, they did what they were supposed to do.
We got to be careful with these labels and these words. I have financial freedom. Okay,
yes, sir. They did what they were supposed to do.
Okay, good. So what if it isn't self-sabotage? You did your plan. You built something and it made you money, and I'm going to build something that makes me money. And that was your objective, and you felt very proud that you did that, correct?
Looks like we actually just lost Chris.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about this for a second. Yeah. So Chris, he's got his own tech challenges. This is a tech day. Chris basically built something. It succeeded, and no different. This is the same thing Lori's doing. It's like, I'm really good at building something and getting it going.
Yeah, and there's almost a sense of
but
pride.
I'm really not that great. Everyone knows this. It's very easy to get a business to 6 figures. Challenging. 6 figures to $500,000, and then from $500,000 to $1 million. Is very simple. I'm just going to tell you, it's like you just double it. It's not that complicated to scale that much. to get where he needed to go with this thing, he'd have to admit he doesn't know what he's doing. It's a whole different set of play. There's a really good book out there. I think it's Ready, Fire, Aim, or is it Ready, Fire, Aim? Is there Fire, Ready, Aim?
It's like, it's something like.
Basically, it says fire.
Because
we'll
a lot of times
later.
you think you would aim first, but the part of the book is you should fire
firing.
first. Like build the airplane in the air.
Yeah, build the airplane in the air.
analogy.
So fire, ready, aim is what we do. And then once we get to a certain stage where we start being successful, we got to admit, dude, I don't have a clue on how to get this to the next level, and it's frustrating. So you know what I'm going to do? Instead of being frustrated, I'm really good at going from zero to hero.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really great at going from hero to mentor. And that's two different things. Or hero to delegator or leader. Okay, hero to leader is different. Leaders and heroes are not the same thing.
Right.
I'm a hero for myself. Look at me, I created this. Okay, versus I'm going to lead large amounts of people and get the thing that I need. So I throw that out there to him that it's the same thing everybody deals with. I'm good at this thing.
Yep.
I've not figured that out yet.
Well, one of the things I'm getting from the people that have asked questions so far is we're almost like trying to solve the wrong kinds of challenges. Like
it has nothing
Chris
to
was
do
trying
with
to solve the fact that why does his businesses keep burning down when he should be asking himself, well, just like you said, how do I solve the challenge of creating a sustainable business?
Yeah, or how do I get myself to consistently do social media long enough so it works?
Right.
How do I build this other career that I want? I want to move to being an entrepreneur, and also with my fiance do investing and stuff on the side. I could do it all. It's a different set of a question. It's not one or the other. You can do both. And that's one of the things people have trouble with. Like, you don't have to do one or the other. You could do one or the other, or there's a way to do both. I'm going to do both. One doesn't have to do with the other.
Right. Well, again, I mean, even going back to the question about what should I do, the dealership or the investment, with a long enough vision, I mean, the answer is probably both. Like, if you go all in on the dealership for the next year or two, there's nothing stopping you from then doing the investing later, right?
It's really having a plan for your life. And a lot of times, I believe the biggest challenge we come into, the sabotage is not, oh my God, I'm scared, I'm nervous. It's ridiculously, it's a pattern. It's a program that we set up. So it's like, you think you're going to have to give up the thing you want to get the thing. It's that old adage, like if I said to you, apple or banana, which do you want? And people say, I'll take the apple. Okay, great. Then I go apple or banana. Which do you want? Okay, fine. I'll take the banana. And the thing is, you can have both. You just may not be able to hold both simultaneously. You may not be able to eat both at the same time, but there is a way to get both if you decide to have both. I can be both. I can be a top performer and great at social and run this. There is a way, but I've got to find out how to do it, not in my current chaos.
That's why, just these fundamental skills like decisiveness and, the ability to influence ourselves so we can influence others, like those are oftentimes the roadblocks versus like, oh, I need the new marketing funnel or I need to post the video. It's like we need to upgrade our mental software.
It's everything. So I would say the biggest challenge people run into is like they're looking at your current self. Here's all I'd lack self-sabotage down to is, and I would lack it down to and knock it down to is this. You're using your current self, your current way of thinking, and adding something you want to your current workload, your current thinking, your current pattern. We need to build a picture of who we are down the road that can actually do it and start getting comfortable being that person. So currently, no, of course you don't want to do all that stuff. How are you going to fit in it? It's what Sarah said.
Yeah.
How are you going to fit in this new thing that you want to do with your chaotic life, with your busyness, with your overwhelmed self? But if you build there's a version of me that is comfortable and calm with this, and I'm going to build that person. So you've got to actually build a bigger version of you. So it's less self-sabotage. It's actually not possible to do the thing you want with the way you're currently acting, because the way you're currently acting is your current pattern and program. Yeah. So it isn't just psychology, but it's really changing, as we call your average.
Yeah. And this is why you have the philosophy that average
sucks. Yeah.
We should aim to live a life where we're constantly redefining our average. Well, Michael, we have another caller or two. Do you want to?
Let's do one more caller, and then we'll go from there. And then as you're listening in, definitely subscribe to the channel. Show us what you like. Show some love to the people that are sharing. Let's take one more caller. Who do we got? And let us know who you are, what your business is, and what your challenge is.
100%. And if you're watching this, and you're like, I love the opportunity to hop on this show or a future show, ask to 480-800-8051. You'll get an opportunity to get the private show line. You can join us for future episodes. But Walter, we're gonna bring you out next. Walter, let us know where you're tuning in from, your business, and then what your question is.
Hey, Michael. So I'm live in Brandon, Arizona, basically borders Tucson, Arizona. So My question is, I've worked in the technology field for 15, 20 years, struggled to get back into the IT field. And my question is how do you silence that thought or of self-doubt that you can't get somewhere or you can't like accomplish something?
Okay. So when you say silence it, that thought, what is that thought?
It's the thought of you don't have the ability to do the thing you want to do, I guess, or chase that part of the next level of your career.
Okay. So is that thought you saying that, or is that a thought that just keeps on showing up?
I think it's one I keep telling myself internally.
Do you literally tell yourself? So you're like, I'm going to tell you this. I want to make sure we're clear because I'm a language guy.
No.
Okay.
It's
so
just a thought that
do you want a solution, or do you want to be right about what you're currently doing and me to validate why you're not doing it? You just tell me what you prefer.
Solution.
Okay. So you're looking for some direction.
Yes.
Okay. So what if the voice in your head wasn't you, even though it's a similar voice, and it's an echo of some thoughts that you might have had? It just shows up the way it shows up. So what if the voice inside of your head is a little boy or a little person inside that's feeling scared and lonely and wanting to protect you? How would you feel if a mother or a father or someone who had that loved you and cared about you was just trying to protect you? Would you beat them up? Would you get mad at them?
No.
What would you say? Like, let's say you had your dad's voice or a brother's voice in your head, and they were saying to you, look, man, you're, I don't know if you should do it. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you should. I don't want you to get hurt. Well, how would you talk to that person?
Well, I'd want to tell them that I can do it and I'm smart enough and I've got the ability to accomplish it.
Okay. What if you said this? You might be right, but I'm actually going to choose to not listen to you. See, what if the voice just needed to get validated and just said, like, I'm being serious, you know what, you may be right, but I'm going to choose not to listen to you, and there's some things that I want to do. So I appreciate you trying to tell me this, and I know that you keep on bringing this stuff up, and I know it may sound crazy, but you're having what's called a conflict going on in your mind. And so if I'm working with a UFC fighter, but I don't know if you can do well today. I know you're worried about me, and I know you're concerned, but there's a job I have to take on. There's something I have to do. So if you were to separate that voice from being you, and really love it and go, it is a caring voice that's worried about you and concerned, that doesn't want you to get hurt or feel bad, you'd be less mad at it, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And it would take your pressure down, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
And it'd allow you to relax. So when the voice shows up and you asked how to silence it, what if you'd say, thank you. I appreciate your concern. I appreciate your worry. I can appreciate you trying to tell me I should stay where I'm at because I'm good at it. But there's things that I want to do. And it's not that I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to let you think what you think. I'm going to go do what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ask you kindly to let me do my thing for a period of time. What's so funny about what I'm saying is, if you did that with somebody you loved and who loved you, they probably would give you a minute, wouldn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
And you've never thought about this ever in your life, have you?
No, never.
Makes a lot of logical programming sense, doesn't it, my friend?
It does.
So if you went to the ChatGPT and said, listen, for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to ask you to not give me a hard time, to be encouraging to me and love me for 3 weeks and remind me in 3 weeks that you did it, it would do that, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
So could you ask your mind to do something similar, but you've got to respect it and love it? Instead of going, shut up, why am I saying that? Do you understand? Like, I actually I'd almost like my back out acting that way. That was bad. That's what you do, correct?
Yes.
You're getting mad at someone who loves you.
Yep.
You catching on, buddy?
Definitely.
So the reason I give that tool out
Thanks,
there,
Walter.
it's a powerful tool that people have to realize how we talk to ourselves. So when your voice comes up, you could tell it to shut up, be like Goggins and tell it to shut up if you want to, if that's your personality. Or like, I look at it as a well-meaning, loving person. That they mean well. But you're going to say, look, you're going to give me a minute. I appreciate you caring about me and loving me. I know you think that way. I'm going to do something different. You're going to give me about 2-3 weeks. I'm going to do my thing. And thank you. And next time you show up, I'm going to tell you to shut up. I'm giving you a warning.
It's a powerful tool.
I've never taught that before.
That somebody can have is to
Publicly.
think that voice inside their head and to recognize that ultimately it's just trying to protect them. But you're an adult now, and you have the skills and the capabilities. Clearly, everyone watching this is a high performer to get where you need to go.
I like to call it. Like it's telling me this. It's not me. It is a reflection or a vibration or a future or past voice that's concerning you. So you take it and go, all right, listen, it. Appreciate you. I tell you, you're maybe right. Not here to prove you wrong, but thank you. Thank you.
What I love about this is, the last few weeks we've been exploring these labels like imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, and that's really all they boil down to. Is it's like these diagnoses we give ourselves, and we have to be so careful because our words have power. We've said this over and over again, and if we just utilize this label and we self-diagnose ourselves as, oh, there's self-sabotage again, I guess I'm just cursed with it, that has power over you. Where if you can see it as, oh, there's just there's I'm solving the wrong challenge right now, and you get curious and you start to see what's a little bit below the iceberg, you realize it's actually not a diagnosis. It's just like it's a pattern. It's a habit that you have. And just like you develop that habit or pattern, you can start to develop new ones that are more empowering.
It's instead of like, how do I get myself to do social media? How can I get myself to be more comfortable with this?
Yeah.
It's totally different. Nobody wants to do social media. How do I get myself more comfortable with it? And the funny thing is, the more real people are, the harder social media is.
Yeah.
The more fake people are, the more they're good at acting. So it's a gift and a curse. Remember the whole ADD thing? It's a gift and a curse. They just say, hey, you got this ADD, so does Elon Musk and this person and that person,
right.
But it comes with a gift and a curse. So your gift of being a top performer, being great with people, means that for some reason you may not be as good off the bat, not getting the feedback you're getting, but you can learn to get better. And I'm going to learn to get better. That's the key.
100%.
We're going to do that episode. I'm excited about that episode.
I'm excited about that episode too. If you're excited for that episode on social media, let us know in the comments. This was a really great episode. I learned a ton. Thank you so much to everybody that came out on the private show line and for submitting your questions. If we didn't get to you, we host this each and every week, the Michael Bernoff Show, Thursdays at 8 a.m. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat. And again, text ask to 480-800-8051, and you'll have an opportunity to hop on the show live, and you'll also get notified when we're going live. Michael, any final words for today's episode?
Careful with the psychobabble. Careful with the coaching advice that you get online. Careful what you listen to and what you read. Really run it through a filter. My saddest thing that I see is when people leave a seminar and go, I finally realized life has no meaning, or I leave the seminar and I feel I have an abandonment issues, or I leave a therapist, God forbid, and said I have attachment issues or whatever it is. And when you get these labels and they don't give you a subsequent answer or solution attached to it, you only got part of it, and then you're living in the problem and not in the solution. I would tell you the idea of self-sabotage is about living in a problem, and it's really not about living in a solution. So I don't believe we have self-sabotage. I believe we have an attachment to the current way that we do things based on patterns that we have that we're currently running. And if we want to run different patterns, we have to activate different patterns in our life. And many of you are activating a new pattern right now by tuning to the show each week, finding a voice of reason. One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, always said, find a voice of reason. Find someone worth listening to that can offer a difference in your life. If we're able to do that for you, but Jade and I were able to offer you that gift of being those voices of reason, we'd love to offer you that each week on the show. We also have an incredible Instagram channel. If you haven't checked it out, check us out on Instagram. Check out all the little ideas and concepts we have. We're here to help you get where you want to go to make things happen and get where you want to go in life. So share the show. Subscribe to the channel. If you're a top performer, get out there. You probably know other top performers. Let them know what we're up to, and we're here to make the things you want a reality. So with that said, I want to say thank you for joining us. Love having you guys here. Keep on doing amazing things, and remember these words: the world deserves to see even better version of you show up. Start now.
Go be great.